It was 2:17 a.m. on November 12, 2015, in the Shibuya district of Tokyo, and Madonna was supposed to be in her hotel room sleeping. Instead, she was standing outside a small karaoke bar called Big Echo, staring at the neon sign and trying to decide if this was a terrible idea or the best idea she'd had in months. The Rebel Heart tour stop in Tokyo had been canceled that afternoon due to a stage equipment malfunction. Madonna had been at the venue for hours, dealing with disappointed fans, rescheduling logistics, and apologizing to promoters. By the time she got back to her hotel, she was wired, jet-lagged, and completely unable to sleep. Her security team was exhausted. Her assistant had fallen asleep in the lobby, and Madonna, 57 years old and one of the most famous women on the planet, had slipped out a side entrance in jeans, a baseball cap, and sunglasses, walking the neon-lit streets of Tokyo like a regular person. She'd been wandering for about 20 minutes when she heard singing. Terrible, enthusiastic, drunk singing coming from the karaoke bar. Through the window, she could see a group of Japanese office workers in loosened ties, completely hammered, butchering what sounded like Bohemian Rhapsody. Something about the scene made her smile. These people were having the kind of fun she rarely got to have anymore. No cameras, no pressure, no performance anxiety. Just drunk people singing badly and loving every second of it. Before she could talk herself out of it, Madonna walked into Big Echo. The bar was small, maybe 20 people total, most of them in groups scattered around tables with bottles of beer and sake. A woman was on stage finishing a tragic version of a J-pop song Madonna didn't recognize. Nobody noticed when Madonna walked in and sat at the bar. The bartender, a young guy maybe 25, glanced at her. If he recognized her, he didn't show it. "Drink?" he asked in English. "Whiskey," Madonna said. "Neat." She sat there for about 10 minutes, watching various people take the microphone and murder songs in multiple languages. The energy was infectious. These people were objectively terrible singers, but they were having the time of their lives. A group of 4 salarymen at a nearby table were getting rowdy, laughing and shoving each other toward the stage. One of them, a guy in his 40s with his tie wrapped around his forehead like a bandana, noticed Madonna sitting alone. "Hey," he called out in heavily accented English. "You want to sing?" Madonna turned. "Me?" "Yes, you sitting alone. Come sing with us." He gestured to his friends, who all nodded enthusiastically, too drunk to care who she was. Madonna hesitated for exactly 2 seconds. Then she thought, "When's the last time anyone asked me to just sing for fun?" "Sure," she said. The men cheered. Tie headband guy, she'd later learn his name was Hiroshi, pulled up a chair for her at their table. His friends introduced themselves through a haze of alcohol. Kenji, Takeshi, and Yuki. They worked at a tech company and had been celebrating someone's birthday for approximately 6 hours. "What you want to sing?" Hiroshi asked, scrolling through the karaoke machine's English song selection. Madonna looked at the list. Among the hundreds of options, she saw several of her own songs, Like a Virgin, Vogue, Material Girl, Like a Prayer. The temptation was irresistible. "Like a Virgin," she said. "Ah, Madonna," Kenji exclaimed. "You know Madonna?" "A little," Madonna said, fighting back a smile. "Madonna is, how you say, icon," Takeshi said, making exaggerated hand gestures. "But very difficult to sing. You sure?" "I'll try," Madonna said. The opening notes started playing. Madonna stood up, took the microphone, and began singing her own song, the one she'd performed thousands of times, the one that had launched her career in 1984, the one that everyone in the world associated with her voice. She made it through the first verse and chorus. When she finished, she expected something. Recognition, maybe. Surprise. Anything. Instead, Hiroshi made a face. Not so good." Madonna blinked. "What?" "You singing how to say, not like Madonna," Kenji explained. "Madonna has more power." You too soft. Yeah, Yuki agreed. And the touched for the very first time part, you did it wrong. Madonna goes up at the end. You went down. Madonna stood there holding the microphone, being given notes on how to sing her own song by four drunk Japanese office workers who had absolutely no idea who she was. Also, Takeshi added, you move wrong. Madonna has sexy move. You just standing there. I see, Madonna said slowly. This was the most surreal moment of her entire career, and her career had included performing in a wedding dress at the first MTV Video Music Awards. Should I try again? Yes, try again, Hiroshi encouraged. This time, more feeling. Madonna sang like a virgin again. This time she added more movement, more vocal power, more of what actually made the song sound like her. When she finished, the men consulted with each other in Japanese. Finally, Hiroshi turned to her. Better, he said, but still not Madonna. You know what your problem is? Please tell me, Madonna said, genuinely curious. You trying to copy Madonna, but you have different voice, different style. Madonna is unique. You cannot sound like her. You should sing like you. Madonna had to turn away to hide her laughter. That's really good advice. We tell you this because we care, Kenji said earnestly. Many people come karaoke, they try to copy singer exactly, but better to make song your own. What if I told you, Madonna said, unable to resist, that I am making it my own? Then you need more practice, Takeshi said bluntly, because you sound nothing like Madonna. For the next 2 hours, Madonna sang her way through her own catalog, while four increasingly drunk Japanese businessmen gave her detailed performance notes. She sang Material Girl and was told her diction was sloppy. She performed Vogue, and Hiroshi demonstrated the proper way to do the hand movements, which were completely wrong. She attempted Like a Prayer and received a lecture about gospel singing from Yuki, who had apparently seen the music video once in 1989. The problem, Kenji explained at one point, is you think knowing the words is enough. But Madonna is not just words. Madonna is feeling, is power, is he gestured expansively, knocking over his beer. Is everything. You really love Madonna, huh? Madonna asked. Of course, all four men said simultaneously. She changed music, Hiroshi said, suddenly serious despite being incredibly drunk. When I was teenager in 1980s, Madonna showed it was okay to be different, to be yourself. She gave courage to people like me who felt, how you say, outside normal. Madonna felt her throat tighten. That means a lot. So when you try to sing her songs, Kenji continued, you disrespect her, because you not good enough to be Madonna. And just like that, the touching moment was over. Okay, Madonna said. What should I sing instead? They scrolled through non-Madonna options and settled on Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. Madonna performed it, and this time the reviews were better. Yes, this better, Takeshi exclaimed. You sound good when you not trying to be Madonna. Around 4:30 a.m., the bar started closing. The four businessmen were barely functional, but they insisted on taking a group photo with their new American friend, who was a terrible Madonna impersonator, but an okay Journey singer. Hiroshi took out his phone. The five of them squeezed together, Madonna in the middle, all of them making peace signs and silly faces. Hiroshi's hand was shaky from the alcohol, but he managed to get a few shots. You good sport, he told Madonna. Even though you cannot sing Madonna, you have good spirit. That is important. Thank you, Madonna said, meaning it more than he could possibly know. They exchanged contact information. Madonna gave them an email address she sometimes used for fan mail and stumbled out into the early morning Tokyo streets. The businessmen headed toward the train station, still singing and weaving down the sidewalk. Madonna walked back to her hotel, slipped in through the same side entrance, and made it to her room without being spotted by her security team. She fell asleep laughing about the entire absurd experience. When she woke up 8 hours later, her phone was exploding. Her assistant was calling. Her publicist was calling. Her manager was calling. The texts were flooding in. She answered her publicist. "What's wrong? Have you seen the news? Someone posted photos of you in a karaoke bar in Shibuya last night." Madonna's heart sank. "How did? It's everywhere. The bar's security footage leaked. You're trending worldwide." Madonna pulled up social media on her phone. The top trending topic was #Madonna Karaoke. The security footage from Big Echo was playing on loop across every platform. But it wasn't what she expected. The footage showed her singing her own songs, while 4 drunk businessmen gave her harsh critiques. The bar's microphones had picked up everything. "You sound nothing like Madonna. You need more practice. 3 out of 10. Nice try, but you'll never sound like the real Madonna." The internet had collectively lost its mind. Within hours, someone had identified the 4 businessmen. News crews were camped outside their office building. The men, now sober and horrified, were seeing the photos from that night for the first time. Hiroshi's face, in the news interview, was the picture of mortification. "I gave Madonna notes on how to sing like a virgin," he said in Japanese, translated by subtitles. "I told her she moved wrong. I demonstrated the hand movements from Vogue to Madonna. Madonna." The interviewer could barely contain her laughter. "Did you recognize her?" "No, she was wearing baseball cap and glasses. She looked like normal American tourist. How could I know?" Kenji was equally devastated. "I told the Queen of Pop that she disrespected Madonna by trying to sing her songs. I have no words. I want to die." Takeshi, "I explained gospel singing to Madonna. She was very polite about it. Oh my God, she was so polite." Yuki, "I think I told her she should stick to Journey. I told Madonna to stop singing Madonna and sing Journey instead." The media coverage was relentless. Every major news outlet ran the story. Talk shows played the security footage. Celebrities tweeted about it. The phrase 3 out of 10 became a meme. Madonna's publicist called again. "What do you want to say? We need to make a statement." Madonna thought about it. Then she started laughing. "I'll handle this myself." That evening, Madonna posted a video on social media. She was sitting in what looked like her hotel room, still in Tokyo. "So," she said to the camera, "I went to a karaoke bar last night." The video went on for 5 minutes. She talked about being jet-lagged and unable to sleep, about wandering into Big Echo and meeting 4 drunk salarymen, about singing her own songs and receiving the most brutally honest performance reviews of her career. "Here's what I want to say to Hiroshi, Kenji, Takeshi, and Yuki," Madonna said. "First, thank you for letting me join your group. I had more fun in that karaoke bar than I've had in years. Second, your notes on my performance were actually pretty good. The touched for the very first time part, Kenji was right. I did go down when I should have gone up. I've been singing it wrong for 30 years. She smiled. "And third, you don't need to be embarrassed. You treated a stranger with kindness, you shared your table, you gave honest feedback, and you took a silly photo. That's exactly what good people do. The fact that the stranger happened to be me doesn't change that you're fundamentally good guys." She paused. "Although I have to say, Hiroshi, your Vogue hand movements are completely wrong, but I appreciate the enthusiasm." The video ended with Madonna promising to meet the 4 men properly when she returned to Tokyo for the rescheduled concert. The response was overwhelming. The story became one of the most heartwarming celebrity moments of 2015. The security footage was viewed hundreds of millions of times. The 4 businessmen became minor celebrities themselves. When Madonna returned to Tokyo 2 weeks later, Hiroshi, Kenji, Takeshi, and Yuki were invited to the concert as VIP guests. Backstage before the show, they met her properly, all 4 of them bowing so low they nearly touched the floor. I am so sorry, Hiroshi began. Madonna hugged him. Stop. That night was perfect. You gave me something I never get anymore, the chance to just be a person who likes to sing. During the concert that night, Madonna told the story to the entire arena. Then she brought the four men on stage. These gentlemen taught me that even after 30 years, I can still learn something new about my own songs. She told 20,000 fans, they also taught me that honesty is the best policy, even when you're talking to the person who wrote the song. She turned to them. So, should we try Like a Virgin again? And this time, I'll try to do it right. They sang together, Madonna and four drunk karaoke critics who'd sobered up considerably but still couldn't quite believe this was happening. The crowd went wild. After the concert, Hiroshi gave an interview. That night in the bar, I told her she needed more practice. Tonight, I saw her perform to 20,000 people, and I realized, maybe Madonna doesn't need practice. Maybe Madonna knows what she's doing. What did you learn from this experience? The interviewer asked. Hiroshi laughed. Always look more carefully at people in baseball caps. And if someone at a karaoke bar is weirdly good at singing Madonna songs, maybe consider the possibility that they're Madonna. The story became legendary. The karaoke incident was referenced in articles about celebrity humility, the importance of anonymity, and the universal appeal of terrible drunk singing. But for Madonna, the real value was simpler. For 2 hours in a Tokyo karaoke bar, she got to be judged purely on her performance by people who had no idea who she was. And their honest verdict, 3 out of 10, you'll never sound like Madonna, was somehow the most authentic review she'd received in decades. Years later, she still kept the photo from that night on her phone. 5 people making peace signs, one of them secretly one of the most famous performers in history, the others blissfully unaware they were critiquing a legend. The caption Hiroshi had added when he sent her the photo the next day after he discovered the truth, I am so sorry. You are actually 10 out of 10. Please forgive me. Madonna's response, 3 out of 10 was more honest, but I'll keep practicing. If this story moved you, if you've ever given someone advice without knowing who they were, if you've ever had a surreal experience that seemed fake but was completely real, subscribe for more stories about the moments when fame disappears and humanity appears. And remember, that person you're giving unsolicited advice to at karaoke might actually know what they're doing, but maybe tell them anyway. They might appreciate the honesty. 3 out of 10. Never sound like Madonna. Keep practicing.